Hey there, Sweet Somethings fans. I'm here with the Sweet Somethings. I got Victor Daniel Lopez Jr. III, Samuel Johnson, Zach Van Vliet, and Justin Humphrey there. And these guys are taking a little bit of time to answer some of your fan questions.
Fan mail.
Wait, we have fan mail? I get some.
Yeah, I got a few questions.
You know?
So, first question was for you guys here. I got Sweets Lover 89. They say, hey guys, I love your music, but I live in California. Any chance of a tour?
No.
I don't think so.
Weird.
Sorry. But we got some friends out in California. Well, we got a friend out in California. Tom Niebuhr, he's got some music. You should listen to that.
Check that out.
Good stuff.
Where do you check it out? I don't know. I saw it on Facebook, but...
I know it's his CD is called Late November. So, Tom Niebuhr, Late November.
Alright, I got another question for you here, guys, from Tricky Dicky. He asked, why are you guys called the Sweet Somethings?
Well, I mean, a band name is the all-important task, and we're trying to come up with a name, and, you know, at the time we were just gonna go do a talent show, so we were just gonna come up with something real quick, and, you know, we were thinking about a bunch of band names from before, and, you know, a lot of bands are just, you know, called, you know, Someone and the Somethings.
Like Hootie and the Blowfish.
Yeah,
or
for example.
Joan Jett and the Blackhearts.
So, you know, just make it more generic. We just say, why don't we just call ourselves Someone and the Somethings? You know, it's kind of fun that way. And we were just messing around. It reminded me of a Futurama quote where one of the characters says, you know, sweet something of someplace. So I kind of just said, well, why don't we just call ourselves Someone in the Sweet Somethings of Someplace? And, well, it kind of stuck, but it ended up being a little bit of a mouthful.
Yeah, it's kind of long.
So we just kind of lopped it off at Sweet Somethings.
And I like Sweet Somethings too because it kind of reminds me of the phrase whispering sweet nothings, but whereas with our band and our music, it's more of whispering sweet somethings then, so it's more meaningful.
Substance.
Yeah.
Alright, got another question for you here from The Web Surfer. They asked, I was looking for a local candy shop when I found you guys. Pretty good stuff for an accidental find.
Yeah, we heard of a few people doing that. We actually, on our Facebook page, had one from, I think it was Sri Lanka, somewhere like that, who had liked us, and none of us recognized the name, and we didn't have any mutual friends or anything.
And at the time, we had basically all of our fans were people we
Family
knew.
and friends.
Yeah, it was right towards the beginning. So we looked at everything that she'd been liking, and we found out she had just been liking everything with the name Sweet Somethings. So there was like Sweet Something Bake Shop, Sweet Something Candies, Sweet Something, you know, all these different
candy
confectionaries. And so someone with a sweet tooth found us. So hopefully they enjoyed our music. I don't know.
Got another question for you here. This one's from Minnesota Music Man. Glad to see your local band getting some recognition. Keep up the good work, guys.
Oh, thanks.
Minnesota Music Man.
That wasn't a question at all.
Not really.
We appreciate the, you know, people, you know, sticking with us.
Anything you'd like to say to your fans now that you have some?
Well, thanks, I guess.
you.
And
I love you, Mom.
I love you too, Mom.
we do appreciate the support, and keep looking out for our shows, I guess.
Yeah.
Alright guys, I got another comment for you here from Lincoln Lover 1865. He says, I love the Sweet Somethings. All of your guys' songs rock, but my favorite one has to be Song of the Undying Hero. I was wondering if you got the inspiration from Abraham Lincoln Vampire Hunter.
No. Yeah.
No, we didn't.
That's a short answer, I guess.
Yeah, it's not actually even about Abraham Lincoln at all.
It's a pretty common misconception.
Yeah,
Well,
just
you
kinda
guys
rolled
know
with
that his
it.
name is in the song, right? It's Abraham Lincoln.
It's heard that way, but his name's actually not in the song.
It's lyrical misinterpretation. It's
How
actually
so?
about the second coming of Jesus.
Yeah, it's a reference to Jesus.
So the night is grim and death is near. That's all about Jesus.
Well, it's about what life is like now. You know, it's death is always near us, and the night always looks grim because there's darkness and sin all around.
Yeah.
So the people cower and quake with fear from Jesus. Is that kind of what I'm to understand with this song?
The cowering and quaking in fear.
That's another line, and
yeah.
right after the first one.
And that's supposed to represent that without someone to help them, the darkness of sin, death, temptation, all of that, the devil, is coming in and is overwhelming them. There is no hope except without Jesus, which is coming later in the lyrics of the song. So. What
about the zombie outbreak of 2112? That seems very, like, the word zombie in there kind of makes me think zombies.
Well,
not Jesus.
It's not supposed to be literal zombies. It's more zombies is often used to describe, like, when society tends to just do things because that's the way it is, or without thinking, and everyone just does the same thing, kind of following the crowd. And
well, what about the fact that you say that they have both rotting bodies and a putrid smell? None of us have. Well, I can't speak for all of us, but
talking, more metaphorically, and zombies being people who are, led down the way of sin and whatnot. And when you're sinning, you're kind of, corrupting your soul.
It rots the soul.
You're spiritually dead, but your physical body is still alive. Not unlike a zombie who is dead inside but can still walk around.
So he'll fight the dead till the day is won. Jesus is going to fight us because we're the so-called dead that you're so explaining.
He's not fighting us, the people. He's fighting the death. So it's not. He's not fighting the people till the day is won. It's fighting the dead. The dead inside of us. The spiritual death that we all kind of face as sinners.
But then right after that, you talk about how and this one speaks a little bit more to the Lincoln aspect of the Founding Fathers' golden son. Now, I have two problems with this. One, Jesus was not a son of George Washington or Thomas Jefferson or anything like that, and neither was Lincoln. As far as I know, there's no blood relation there. I just have all kinds of problems with that line myself.
Well,
it's kind of clever wordplay. I mean, who is the founding father, right? I mean, it's God. So, God only had one son, the golden son, the one who, saved us all. It's
Abraham Lincoln?
No, Jesus.
Jesus.
Yeah.
And then, speaking of wordplay, you have this next line in the song that says, he'll slay 70 more. This was a personal favorite of mine, because you're talking about his Gettysburg Address speech 70 years ago.
Yeah.
Well, that's another kind of misconception.
This might actually make better explaining if we got a Bible. Can we get a Bible? All right. So if you take 70, that equals 87. If you look in Revelation, which is the book about Jesus coming, chapter 8, verse 7. It says here, the first angel blew his trumpet, and hail and fire mixed with blood were thrown down on the earth. 1/3 of the earth was set on fire, 1/3 of the trees were burned, and all of the green grass was burned. So, it's about slaying to thin the ranks of the zombies, which are the sinners, the horde of sinners. So it's fire raining down, and it's kind of thinning the ranks,
What about the next line of the song, which is, the man that stands over 6 feet tall and cannot lie and will save us all? Now, I've heard that people were shorter back in Jesus' time. How could he possibly be 6 feet tall?
This one's kind of...
Lincoln, on the other hand, easily 6 feet tall because he had the hat.
Right.
Yeah. But this one's somewhat of a literal... he stood over 6 feet tall, and Jesus was put on the cross and then raised up, and he was just literally higher than 6 feet.
But right after that, you say Abraham Lincoln. The guy who freed slaves.
This is what we were talking about earlier.
The Abraham Lincoln is actually it's misheard. It's Abraham Lincoln, but it's shortened to like Lincoln. So what that is is in the Bible it describes Abraham, and through God promises to Abraham in the Old Testament that through his lineage and children, eventually a Savior will come to save the world then. And that is, if you've read the Bible,
so then
Jesus comes.
when you say there was a man, his name was Lincoln, Abraham Lincoln, you say his name was Lincoln, Abraham Lincoln,
right.
That's Abraham
His
Lincoln.
name is linking, as in...
It links us to God.
Yeah, another name for Jesus is
But
Emmanuel, or
he fought the
God with
South to
us.
and he freed the slaves to keep us from sinking.
Well, I mean,
That's clearly what Lincoln did. He fought the South to free the slaves. in most places.
we're all slaves to sin, and he fought. And if you look on a map, south is down, so you go down, and that's hell. Hell is down, and that's where sin comes from. So he fights the minions of hell to save us from slavery.
You say he's the most powerful man in America, and then you go on to say USA, implying America. Jesus was from Bethlehem. I don't even know if he's ever even been here. Travel was limited back then, even for Jesus,
Well,
I would assume.
Well, you know, God and Jesus are the most powerful man anywhere, and when we were writing this, we figured, you know, it would show the point that Jesus wasn't just for, you know, the people of Bethlehem or anything. You know, he's for everyone in the world, and considering we live in the U.S. and most of our fans and such so far are American, we
said America.
That's that one about Sri Lanka.
And then USA is the universal savior of all. It's what we're referencing to that.
That's what Jesus is.
All right. Well, you managed to squirm your way out of most of my little bits and pieces here, but this one, he was still shot that faithful night. Jesus was never shot. They didn't even have guns back then, to my knowledge. Maybe they did. They had like catapults or something. But he wasn't shot. At least not. I don't know. I don't think he was. But Lincoln, on the other hand, was. He was shot in Ford's Theater by John Wilkes Booth. Abraham Lincoln. That's what you're talking about.
I can see the confusion here, but I didn't mean it for it to be this way. Shot is more of just like once again a lyrical choice, because I felt it had more power. It's actually referencing his crucifixion, and
because no one's gonna say he still was crucified that faithful night.
It didn't
it's not
too many syllables. I understand.
So it's just kind of more general killed as opposed to.
And a shot kind of makes like a large sound, which when he was crucified, there's the tearing of the curtain and the earth trembled,
Kind of like
and
a bang. You know?
Yeah.
Just like with Lincoln. All right, well, I guess you've satisfied my curiosity for now, but thank you all for taking the time out of your busy schedules to sit down with your fans on the internet and go over some of your questions. Once again, these are the Sweet Somethings, and anything else you want to say before we sign off here?
Thanks for checking us out.
Yeah.
And
Keep
keep
looking
sending
for
us your
updates.
questions
Yeah.
and comments.
Thank you.